I am Sarah, and now I will tell about my revenge for my boyfriend's betrayal. I lived in noisy Manhattan, in a small but cozy apartment on the Upper East Side, overlooking the busy streets where taxis rushed around day and night. Pause. I worked as a successful marketer at a large advertising firm called Advantage Media. It was one of those companies where creativity meets big money, and every day was like a battle for clients' attention. I was engaged to Alex, an ambitious sales manager from the same company. We had been dating for 2 years, sharing dinners at trendy restaurants like Per Se, planning a wedding in Central Park under blooming cherry trees in spring, and everything seemed perfect, like in a romantic comedy. Pause for reflection. But life, as you know, loves to throw surprises. One evening, after a long day at the office, Alex fell asleep on our leather sofa in the living room, still wearing his shirt with the company logo. His phone beeped with an incoming message, a usual sound, but at that moment it seemed louder than a siren. I took it just to turn off the notifications, not thinking anything bad. Pause, and there it was. A notification from Emma. Can't wait for our next meeting at the hotel on Times Square. My heart pounded so hard I felt the blood rush to my cheeks. Emma was my own subordinate, a young intern I had hired 6 months ago, trained in all the marketing subtleties, introduced to the team. I trusted her, considered her promising, and now I scrolled through the chat. Intimate photos, details of their dates at the Hilton Midtown, plans for the weekend in the Hamptons. Long pause for emotional tension. The pain was sharp, like a knife in the back, but instead of tears, screams, or an impulsive call, I sat at the kitchen table, poured myself a glass of wine, and thought, no, this is not the end for me. This is the beginning of hell for them. I decided to take revenge smartly, cunningly, so that Alex would regret every step he took, every kiss with her, and I would come out the winner with my head held high. Pause. First, I started gathering evidence, methodically, like in a marketing research. Screenshots of messages from his phone that I took secretly, records of their meetings in the corporate Google Workspace calendar, where they disguised dates as business discussions. Even photos from security cameras in the office on the 15th floor, where they hugged in the elevator after work, thinking no one saw. Not for court or police. No, for my plan, which was maturing in my head like a perfect campaign. Pause. As a senior marketer, I had full access to the corporate network. I knew passwords to the shared system, including the HR portal and email server, because I often worked with data for reports. Anonymously through VPN on my home laptop, I downloaded Tor for security. I leaked information about their affair to the HR department. I attached screenshots of chats, elevator photos, and supported everything with fake complaints from anonymous employees. Pause for detail. For example, one employee complained, Alex promotes Emma not based on merits, but because of personal relationships, which violates our policy against office romances and creates a toxic atmosphere in the team. I even changed IP addresses to make the complaints seem from different people. But this was only the beginning, a warm up. Pause. Then I created a fake LinkedIn account under the name of a former colleague, called it John Smith, with a stock photo and a work history at our company. Through this account, I started spreading rumors about Alex's incompetence. Allegedly, he steals ideas from the team, copies, reports from the internet, and takes credit for others' successes in campaigns for clients like Coca-Cola. Pause. I posted comments under his posts, sent messages to New York marketers groups. Beware of Alex from Advantage. The guy is a master of plagiarism. The rumors spread like a virus on social media. Colleagues started whispering in the hallways, bosses giving sideways looks. And then I went further, below the belt. Long pause for suspense. I swapped his presentation at an important quarterly meeting with clients and investors. Alex had been preparing it for weeks. It was his chance for promotion to sales director. I quietly accessed his Google Drive. We had shared access for joint projects and inserted slides with absurd mistakes. Charts with inverted data where sales were falling instead of rising, photos of cute cats from memes instead of sales diagrams, and even a typo in our CEO's name. Instead of Mr. Harris, I wrote Mr. Harris, King of Mistakes. Pause for laughter. Imagine the scene: conference room on the 20th floor with a panoramic view of the Empire State Building, full of bosses, investors in Armani suits. Alex stands at the screen, confident, clicks the slide, Mahayo, and the room bursts into laughter. Red faces, awkward silence, then questions. Is this a joke, or are you serious? His project failed, reputation in shreds, and the boss called him in immediately after. At the climax, a week before his expected promotion, I accidentally ran into Emma in the office kitchen during lunch break. Pause. We chatted about work, and I, pretending to be a caring friend, sighed. Emma, I heard from mutual acquaintances. Alex was bragging to friends at a bar last week that he plans to dump you after the promotion. He said you're just a distraction to relieve stress. I showed her a fake chat. I created myself in Photoshop, screenshots supposedly from his phone with friends. Emma exploded with rage. Tears poured down. She threw her latte at the wall, screaming, "How could he?" The next day, she quit, slamming the door, and filed an official complaint against Alex for sexual harassment and emotional manipulation, attaching our evidence. Pause. HR investigated everything quickly. Zero tolerance policy for such things at our firm. They found real screenshots, photos, complaints. Alex lost his job that same month. He was fired in disgrace without recommendations. His reputation in the industry collapsed. His LinkedIn profile was flooded with negative reviews. Former colleagues blocked him, friends turned away, and new job openings closed before him. He moved from New York, apparently to some small town in Jersey, to start over. Pause for reflection. And me? I got promoted to his position. Now I lead the sales department with a corner office, a personal assistant, and a view of Central Park where the leaves rustle in the wind. My salary doubled. The team respects me, and life has blossomed. Now I sit there in the evenings, sipping a latte from Starbucks at the corner below, watching the sunset over the park, and every time remembering that story. From the phone beep to his humiliated face at that meeting, a smug smile appears on my face. Pause. Oh, that joy of perfect revenge. It warms the soul better than any coffee, pulses in the veins like adrenaline after a marathon, makes every day brighter. I feel stronger, smarter, invincible. Revenge is a dish served cold, and it tastes best when you eat it alone, but on top, looking at the city you conquered. Long pause for final effect. Tell me if someone has cheated on you and what your revenge was, and would you do the same to an unfaithful guy?